is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are LA.
On Sunday, the Angels stunned the Mariners with a 7-run ninth inning as Cliff Pennington's walk-off gave the Halos a sweep of Seattle. Tonight, the first-place Angels host the Texas Rangers in an American League West matchup. It's coming up next.
The homestand continues here at the Big A as the Angels had the off day yesterday, able to soak in that first week of the season. A pretty good one for the Halos, 5-2. Well, the season continues. The American League West Division champions from a season ago, the Texas Rangers, in town to kick off a 3-game set. As we welcome you inside our broadcast booth and back to Angels baseball here on Fox Sports West, along with Mark Gubiza. I'm Victor Rojas, and there's no question that on Sunday afternoon, that 7-run ninth inning was a spectacular moment for this ball club. I know it's early. You like to make a big deal about stuff like this, but overall, fun and a good way to kind of go into the off day.
Tremendous energy, Victor. Remember we talked about how they came back in spring training games. Yeah, that doesn't matter, but you can see that confidence they have. We are now by 6 runs in the ninth inning against a very good closer in Diaz. To be able to score 7. So many big parts of that. We know Albert Pujols, Pennington with the big walk-off, but also some good at-bats. Cole Calhoun, Mike Trout, patient, worked some walks. 7 runs in the ninth. That was a blast.
Well, over the course of the first 7 games, there's been a lot of heroes for the Angels, from Danny Espinosa to Andrelton Simmons, Mike Trout. But Albert Pujols over the weekend started to get it going. Off to a slow start, but had a 3-hit game, and of course, the 2 big ones in the ninth.
Yeah, when you think about it, 1 for 20 to start the season for Albert Pujols, and all of a sudden now he's starting to get locked in. He's staying back even on all speed pitches. He's utilizing the middle of the field. That's the thing when you look at Albert. Throughout his career, when he's hitting the ball well, home run to center field, he's hitting the ball middle to middle away very well. And then the base hit there going the other way, driving in too. A lot of energy there for Albert. But we've seen him driving so many runs. The enthusiasm he had was outstanding. 17 career home runs during the regular season against the Rangers. 17 RBIs against the Rangers last season for Albert Pujols.
Couple of left-handers on the bump. Cole Hamels on for the Texas Rangers. Tyler Skaggs making his 2nd start of the season for the Angels. We're just about ready for baseball here at the Big A. Sit back and relax. Going to bring you the lineups and the first pitch when we return.
Rangers. Texas out on the road for the first time this year. They had their first 6 games at home. They are currently 2-4 and 2-1 within the division as we see Tyler Skaggs getting ready to start his warm-up pitches, and that means we'll take a look at the Rangers starting lineup as presented by their skipper Jeff Bannister, who's now in his 3rd season at the helm of the Texas Rangers. They're coming off on a very good season, 95-67, division champions last year. They bring back Carlos Gomez on a 1-year deal. He will lead things off and play center. Elvis Andrus at shortstop. Nomar Mazara, the reigning American League Player of the Week, is in right field. Mike Napoli, the cleanup hitter, at first base. Rougned Odor at second. Jonathan Lucroy, his first full season now with Texas, is behind the plate. Shin-Soo Choo serving as a DH. Ryan Rua is in left field. And it's Joey Gallo batting 9th and playing 3rd base for the injured Adrian Beltre. They got some bad news on Beltre earlier today as well. We'll touch on that a little bit later on. Mentioned Tyler Skaggs is making his 2nd start of this season. And you remove 1 inning from his first start in Oakland. It's a fantastic start. He had 5 strikeouts, 3 walks, 5 hits allowed, and 5 1/3. But again, that 1 inning, that hiccup, and kind of cost him.
Yeah, a couple fastballs I think that drifted out over the plate. He was trying to go away for Tyler. That's what my keys are for Tyler Skaggs to be successful. Arm side fastball. Let me use that 2-seam fastball going the outer part of the plate, but keep it down against the right-handed batters and avoid that big inning. Texas still has a lot of power. 11 home runs as a team so far. 22 to 33 runs they've scored so far this season have been because of the long ball. So avoid that big inning.
This is what the defense looks like behind Tyler Skaggs tonight. Cameron Maben in left, Mike Trout at center, Cole Calhoun in right. The infield with Escobar and Simmons on the left side, Espinosa and Marte on the right with Maldonado behind the plate.
And Maben out in left field will get his 6th start in that left field position. Had not started a game in left field since 2007 when he was a rookie. Tremendous coverage for Maben and a strong, accurate throwing arm also in left field.
3-game series, 2 night games, and a day game on Thursday before the Angels head out on the road to Kansas City and Houston, a 7-game road trip. Gomez ready to lead things off. First one tonight is cut on and missed. Carlos Gomez, known to take a big hack, comes up empty. It's an 0-1 count. 31-year-old veteran, picked up last year after Houston released him. He performed very well for Texas. Fouls this one back, and it's 0-2.
Good velocity already in the fastball here for Tyler Skaggs. And Gomez has always been aggressive, especially first pitch fastball swing, and he struggled last year quite a bit versus breaking balls. Just a 161 batting average. Good opportunity to drop that breaking ball right now.
Count remains at 0-2.
Those numbers here for Gomez as far as struggling with the breaking ball. 4th worst in the majors, 161 batting average. Again, he'll chase that. A little bit too much in the strike zone, I think, for Tyler in that 0-2 pitch. You can bounce a break ball. Trust Maldonado to keep in front of him.
That's up and in. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Gomez played 33 games last year with Texas. Did 284 for him. 8 home runs and 24 runs batted in.
Up and in fastball usually means you're going to go break a ball in the dirt.
Pulled foul. Count remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes, just underway. Beautiful night for baseball. 69 degrees at first pitch. Not a cloud in the sky. That's pulled foul.
Hasn't quite been able to bounce that breaking ball yet.
You're doing a hitter a favor, though, by continuing to throw that pitch.
Yeah, I think that fastball going back to that arm side 2-seam fastball away. He's looking in the pitch before, the 2 pitch before that up and in fastball, and then back-to-back breaker balls down and in. 2-seamer away. Lock him up.
There it is. 1 down.
Just a great sequence right here, going to the fastball away. You see how late he was on that swing, anticipating, open up those front hips to turn on something inside. Arm side fastball executed perfectly by Tyler Skaggs and Martin Maldonado behind the plate.
Just great camera work there, that leverage on that fastball. Going downhill.
When you look at the stuff that Tyler Skaggs has, he has number 1, number 2 type stuff in a rotation. Once he believes in that, he's going to be special.
Out toward left field, Elvis Andrus jumping on that first pitch. So one hop the fence. Had a lot of topspin on it. That'll be a double for Elvis Andrus, his third of the season. Andrus jumping on that first pitch.
And what do we say always, the book on Andrus? He looks in early, and then he looks away late with a fastball when he's behind the count. See this fastball again, kind of drifted in. Very similar to the pitch that was hit out of the ballpark by Healy the other day up in Oakland against Tyler. You want to stay on top of that pitch to make sure it stays true to the outside corner or drifts away from a right-handed batter. It doesn't do him any good to have that cut back in the middle of the plate to the barrel of the bat.
There's Mazzara, the right fielder. 21 years of age. He'll turn 22 here in a couple of weeks. He had a pretty good first week of the season. Hit .417. Had 2 doubles, 2 home runs, 9 RBIs. Native of the Dominican Republic. Rookie season last year. You see his numbers on the screen there. Hit 20 home runs. He made his major league debut here at the Big A on April the 10th.
And a home run against Jared Weaver in that game.
Simmons trying to keep Andrus close to the bag at second. 0-1. Low.
And that's the one thing Andrus has run successfully against the Angels throughout his career. Tyler Skaggs has had some tough times as far as shutting down a running game. So does vary that look back to second. Simmons is close enough that you could potentially put a pickoff on. So you'd have 46 stolen bases versus the Angels.
Zara slices it foul. A 1-ball, 2-strike count. Scott Berry calling the balls and strikes tonight. Stu Sherwater at first base. Paul Emmel, the crew chief, at second. And Brian Onora, veteran, at third base. Our umpire and crew for this 3-game set. Gomez struck out. Andrus with a double. And Mazzara behind at 1 and 2 with 1 out here in the first. Breaking ball, bouncer to second. Espinosa's out of shallow outfield grass, puts it away. Andrus ends up at third base. 2 down now as Napoli strolls to the plate.
Always fun to watch that throwing arm from Espinosa. Between Simmons and Espinosa, the very good power arms in that middle part of the infield.
Napoli off to a slow start, 2 for 22. Back with the Rangers for the 3rd time. With them through 2011, 2012, at the end of 2015, and now back at 17 after spending last year with the Cleveland Indians. Career high in home runs and RBIs last year with 34 and 101 respectively. Struggled down the stretch last couple of months of the season into the postseason. Really struggled offensively. It was the Twins that were interested in his services as well. Maybe even offered a little bit more money.
Well, look at the numbers for Napoli. 154 in his 61 games since a 16-game hit streak he had that ended on August 16th. That's including the playoffs and into this season. And a lot of pitches have been fastballs. But he's not made good contact, but tremendous career numbers against his former team.
Pull shift is on. 3 infielders on the left side. 1-1. A little flare out the shallow left field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. 1-0 Texas as Napoli picks up his 2nd RBI of the season.
Second baseman,
It's a 45th career RBI for Napoli against the Angels. Reason why he was able to get to that, even though it was on the label of the bat, it was a breaking ball. It was elevated. It's just enough on it. Like I mentioned before, most flares into the outfield are elevated pitches, and that's exactly what that breaking ball was.
Napoli picks up his 3rd hit of the season. He's on board with 1 out. Here's Rougned Odor, 2nd baseman. That's in the RBI total for Napoli, a career .343 hitter against the Angels.
Hit .500 last season against the Angels with 7 RBI.
Oh-2 count. Odor didn't seem to like that call. 23-year-old.
This is the count where Tyler had some struggles last year. Batting average about .308 on 0-2 pitches. You throw a breaking ball, you aware of throwing that well out of the strike zone.
It's in the reach for Espinosa's there. And the top of the first in the books, but not before Texas strikes for a run on a couple of hits. Escobar, Calhoun, and Trout coming up for the Angels, down 1-0. First, folks still streaming into the ballpark. Good crowd on hand outside, trying to get them inside the yard. As we take a look at Mike Scioscia's lineup for tonight's game 1 against Texas. Yunel Escobar leading things off at third base. Cole Calhoun in right, Mike Trout at center. Albert Pujols at DH. Andrelton Simmons at shortstop. Cameron Maybin at left. It's Jeffrey Marte getting to start with a lefty on the mound. He's first base. Danny Espinosa at second. It's Martin Maldonado batting ninth and doing the catching. They are taking on the 33-year-old left-hander native of San Diego, California by the name of Cole Hamels.
Cole Hamels' fastball is 90-94, cut fastball, curveball, changeup. My go-tos to be successful against him is don't help him out. Don't throw a lot of pitches in the strike zone and get Cutter out front.
Second start of the season for Hamels. Got a no decision in his first start, going 6 innings, striking out 4, walking 1. Two balls and no strikes. Escobar comes in batting .414. 2 doubles, a home run, 4 RBIs. 12 for 29 so far.
So far early in the season, Hamels throwing more fastballs and changeups as compared to cut fastballs and curveballs.
3-0 count.
Wants to know where that pitch was. He's a guy that last season, when you think about strike percentage, only 45% of his pitches were in the strike zone. Which is the 8th lowest in the majors. Here's a guy that, you know, you always think of being consistent in the strike zone, but he gets a lot of pitches that hitters chase out of the strike zone also.
Yeah, they chased it enough to go 15-5 last year, although he stumbled down the stretch. As we take a look at the defense for Texas tonight. Ruiz in left, Gomez in center, Mazzara in right. Gallo, Andrews, Odor, Napoli from third to first. Lucroy behind the dish.
And Andrews has been in that position for such a long period of time for the Texas Rangers. 140 or more games at shortstop each of the last 8 seasons. .974 fielding percentage last year, which was his best since 2013.
Cole looks at a strike.
Cole, if he wants, still he can bunt one right down that third base line. Gallo playing pretty far off the bag, especially with a lefty on the mound. Pitches going to the outer half of the plate. Good time to push one down that third base line.
A dribbler foul. No balls, 2 strikes at Calhoun, hitting .346. Double, a home run, and 3 RBIs. Gallo playing third base for the injured Adrian Beltre. Started the season on the 10-day disabled list. They got news today that it's going to be out indefinitely. New strain popped up in his calf Saturday when he tried to run the bases. One and two. Calling it a grade 1 strain. No timetable set for his return. It's the heart of that ball club.
No question. Great player, Hall of Famer, and tremendous leader.
1-2 to Cole. Chases the breaking ball. 1 down. So Escobar remains at first with 1 out. Here comes Trout.
Number 27.
Trout at 280. Couple of home runs, 7 RBIs. 7 for 25 so far. I'll take outside.
Just 2 for 10 in his career versus Cole Hamels. Trout, tremendous numbers against the Rangers in his career. .328 batting average with 20 home runs, 74 RBI.
Texas scoring a run at the top of the first. Line towards short. Andrews has it go off his glove. Escobar will head to second. That ball was scalded, but it appeared to be an easy out. I wonder if Elvis maybe took his eye off, trying to maybe get a double play or something.
Double play. That was a rocket at him. When the ball's hit that hard, you better make sure you look in the glove. Now think in terms of getting 2. Lower part of the strike zone, out of the strike zone, and Trout hits a rocket at 2-iron. And Andrews looked like he was looked right into that, but all of a sudden unable to get that into the glove. See if he looks up at first base. It looked like he did, to see how far Escobar was away from the base.
It's an error on Elvis, his second of the season. So Albert will bat with 2 on and 1 out. Off the plate, off speed pitch. .592 career home runs for Albert. Stands 9th all time. Next up on the list, Sammy Sosa at 609. Sammy having to hit his 600th home run of his career.
Boy,
as
Cole
a member of the
Hamels,
Texas Rangers.
Second time he's asked. He's got buried behind the plate where those pitches were. He thought that changeup was a strike, but a little bit off the plate once again. It's very important here for Albert, as he's got that .592, looking for potentially .593 in the hitter's count. Don't help him out by swinging at something out of the strike zone.
Albert just 6 for 35 in his career against Hamels with 3 home runs, 7 RBIs. Escobar at second, Trout at first, 1 out. Escobar's on the move, and throw down to third, and he is out. Where is Yunel Escobar going? on a 2-0 count.
Albert's looking over at, Escobar as he's walked back to the dugout.
Trout wasn't going anywhere, so that was on his own.
Lucroy with a perfect throw right on the base.
You're already in scoring position.
Especially for a man who's had 5 hits in his last 2 games.
And it's a 3-0 count now.
And now Albert will be getting the green light here. Again, make sure it's in your spot.
Takes a strike on the corner, 3-1. Head scratcher of a decision for Yanel Escobar. He'll take a strike, full count, part of the zone. Shift on with 3 on the left side. Napoli way off the line at first.
16 pitches for Cole Hamels in this inning. 9 of them out of the strike zone. We're still this 1 pitch away from getting through this inning with no damage. Albert trying to change that.
Hamels joining the Rangers 2 seasons ago in a trade with Philadelphia. Second full season now. There comes a 3-2 to Albert. He takes a called strike 3. Nope, it's ball 4. Well, it was right down the heart of the play. Just missed a little bit low. Lucroy wants to know where that pitch was at, as does Cole Hamels.
My Hyundai key for this game for the Yankees to be successful against Cole Hamels. A little Keith Urban break on me. Again, he'll throw that cutter in, and he's had success against Anderson Simmons. Prior to the game, talking to Paul Sorrento, Dave Hansen, what Simmons is going to try to do against Hamels today is force him to throw something away and hit the ball to right center field. Avoid that breaking ball inside, that cutter.
So 2 on, 2 outs. Here's Anderson Simmons.
You see those numbers. It's 120 versus Hamels for Simmons.
Pops it up to shallow right. Jumping on the first pitch. Mazar is there. Well, the Angels get a couple of men on. A base running blunder, and they will strand 2. 1-0 Texas as we head to the second. Second here at the Big A. I want to remind you to get your red on. The 20-game flex plan offers a variety of game options to choose from, including premium matchups and popular promotional giveaway nights. Buy your flex plan today at angels.com/ticket plans or by calling 888-796-HALO. Jonathan Lucroy to lead things off against Tyler Skaggs. Both starting pitchers, a total of 18 pitches in the first. Skaggs threw 15 strikes, but gave up a run on a couple of hits. Little flare out to right field, and that's going to fall in for a base hit again. As you mentioned, that elevated pitch. It's the third hit allowed by Tyler.
Yeah, you don't see when the pitch is the lower part of the strike zone where a hitter most times will not flare that ball. It's the elevated one, even though it's a good pitch as far as inner part of the plate. But elevated, again, right around that label. But it was upstairs. He just tried to fight it off, and he ends up getting a base hit in front of Cole Calhoun in right.
Is that the most frustrating thing? I know it's hard for you to elevate pitches being a sinker baller, but that's got to be the most frustrating thing.
Because you think you've made your pitch. Again, it's easier for the hitter to put that ball in play. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to square it up all the time upstairs like that, but they're going to put that ball in play. They're going to make contact, especially with a fastball upstairs. And that's the one thing you don't want to let bother you, even though it was a flare against you, Tyler Skaggs. You got to think in terms, okay, I get right back into that attack mode. If I get a ground ball to one of my middle infielders, I'm going to get 2 outs with it, and I don't have to worry about Lucroy being on base right now. But you don't want to magnify it by falling behind like this often.
Chu behind or ahead of the count now. 3 balls and no strikes. He's the DH. Shin-Soo Choo, now 34 years of age, native of Korea. He had a tough 2016, 4 stints on the disabled list for Chu. And a 4-pitch walk. So the first 2 have reached to start the second. And Ryan Rua coming to the plate.
One thing we remember about Rua is the guy is very aggressive on the first pitch. So if you're throwing a fastball first pitch, you got to locate it well. If you're Tyler, keep that ball down, keep it away, get a ground ball with it. Be careful trying to sneak a fastball in now for a hitter that is aggressive on the first pitch fastball.
Texas has only grounded into 3 double plays so far this year. Rua 2 for 9 so far this year as he takes a slow breaking ball for a strike. No extra base hits. Bannister using him at 99 games last year for Texas. Hit 258 for him. Rua now 27 years of age. He has Lucroy at second and Chu at first. Texas up 1-0 with a run in the first. Beat him with that fastball. 0-2.
A familiar 0-2 count for Tyler. 3 already in this game. And get ahead 0-2, but also make a very good pitch. Not something that's going to catch a lot of the strike zone. Make him chase.
Fouled back.
And that's a little bit too much of the strike zone for Tyler. He had a pretty good hack at an 0-2 pitch, fouled that straight back. Mentioned that batting average last year on 0-2 counts when put in play. 308 batting average against Tyler last year.
Breaking ball got him. Way out in front. There's out number 1. Second strikeout for Tyler.
Very good breaking ball right there from Tyler. Talked a little bit about it on the pregame show where a lot of times we talk curveball. 12-6 break. It's more of 11-5 break. Stays on top. Great leverage down and in to get a swing and miss out in front. The differential in the speeds of that pitch compared to the fastball, very significant for Tyler Skaggs.
One-0 count on Joey Gallo. There's a big kid right here, 6'5", 23-year-old out of Las Vegas. 4 for 20 so far this year with 2 home runs, 7 RBIs.
Yeah, he has tremendous power. You make a mistake, can go a long way, but he also has a swing and miss in him also if you make a quality pitch.
2 balls and no strikes. Supplemental first-round pick in 2012 at a Bishop Gorman High School in Las Vegas.
It's pretty good young players out of Las Vegas, from Chris Bryant, Bryce Harper.
Gallo last year, 25 home runs at AAA. Got into 17 games with Texas, went 1 for 25. As we mentioned earlier, he's the guy playing third base with Beltre out of the lineup. Two one now. There's that big swing. I asked the Rangers radio announcer, Hall of Famer Eric Nadel, about Gallo. And I said, is he more Chris Davis or Jason Botts? 2 big guys that came up through the Rangers system. Davis, as we all know, has made adjustments and having a very good big league career. Jason, unfortunately, just never got it. Had that problem with that fastball up and in. And Eric wasn't quite sure yet on Joey. Like you mentioned, a ton of power. Breaking ball locked him up. Jelly legged him with that curveball, 2 down.
Boy, another real good curveball in this game for Skaggs. Target set lower part of the strike zone. The big slow break to it froze him. In that downward action, Tyler has his head is still, his eyes on the target, the follow through and the release and the twisting of the wrist to be able to create that leverage on that curveball. Outstanding.
Still work to be done here with 2 outs. Lucroy still at second, Chu at first. Carlos Gomez struck out to lead off the game.
We'll be hacking that first pitch fastball.
It's the breaking ball. He rolls it foul. That may have gotten a piece of his foot as he walks it off.
Well, he is extremely aggressive on that first pitch.
Yeah, it was good. There's never a dull moment with Carlos Gomez.
No. Oh. 10 batters faced in this game for Skaggs so far. 8 times he's thrown a first pitch strike.
A little bit high. Just missed out of the zone.
These slow curveballs coming down and into right-handed batters. You know Escobar has to be ready at third base. There's an opportunity if he gets a ground ball at him, he can just step on the base to finish off the inning, but there could be a lot of action there at third tonight for Escobar. Well, the one thing about Carlos Gomez, he still doesn't get cheated on that swing, does he?
No, he is probably since the time he got to minor league baseball, he's always had a 2-strike approach to everything. Yeah. Just kind of slap the ball the other way.
Look, go the other way. Yeah, just go with the pitch.
He takes that whole adage of, see ball, hit ball.
Yeah, and swing as hard as I can,
just in case you hit it.
Yes.
It's parlayed it into a pretty good big league career. 1-2. Just got a piece of that one.
You know, this is going to be a conversation where Maldonado is going to go out to Tyler and say, hey, we got him last time with a fastball away. You comfortable going with that, or you want to try to bounce a breaking ball? And Espinosa going to come in too with that conversation.
Would you go away, or would you come inside on the inside part of the plate?
Yeah, you could if you're comfortable going inside. That's one thing, Tyler, we saw signs of that throughout his Angels career. He can pitch inside. Now, not down and in. It has to be at least belt high if you're going to go in.
And if you miss, you miss.
Yes.
Maldonado decides to do. They're going back outside. Got him with a fastball. Down goes Gomez, and 3 consecutive strikeouts. Skaggs does a terrific job of getting out of the second.
Yeah, 2 punch-outs on curveballs. Good 11-5 break on the curveball from Tyler Skaggs. And then able to finish off Carlos Gomez with the cheese on the outside corner for the swing and miss.
To start the second inning with a single and a walk, but then strikes out 3. He's picked up 4 strikeouts. The Angels down 1-0 as we start the bottom of the second.
That fantastic view behind home plate, Diamond Club area.
Halos have Maben, Marte, and Espinosa. It's Cole Hamels, who walked 2, struck out 1 in the first. Maben with pretty good career numbers against Cole Hamels. Over 350. Comes in batting .263 on the season. 5 for 19. Home run and an RBI. 2 balls, no strikes.
Not a bad idea, especially if you can push bunt towards the first baseline. A left-handed pitcher generally will fall towards the third base side of the pitching mound, vacating that right side of the infield.
Lined out toward left center field. Rua got a good jump on it. Tracks it down for the first out.
Maybe did a pretty good job bringing his hands in to be able to get a pretty good part of the bat on that baseball, and Rua was able to run down.
So 1 out, nobody off for Jeffrey Marte. Lefty on the mound. Marte getting started first. It's in place of C.J. Cron.
That cutter in, just didn't quite get the barrel of the bat on it. Still hit pretty well by Maben.
Just a little bit low.
Both these left-handed pitchers are starting on the third base side of the pitching rubber. It's a great changeup again. A fastball count. Both these lefties really solid mechanics. See that third base side of the pitching rubber? Generally, it used to be a rule of thumb. Lefties would be middle to towards the first base side of the pitching rubber. Reason why they do that is they get that pitch inside to a right-handed batter. You start on that the first base side of the rubber. If you're a lefty, that ball will drift out over the plate and becomes hittable to the barrel of the bat.
There it is again.
So a pattern: fastball in, changeup, fastball in, changeup.
That change has been a keeper for him throughout his big league career. That's why it's been so effective for him. And he's been able to get so many wins and so many innings out of that left arm. 2-2. A little flare out toward second base with the shift on. Odor snags it for out number 2.
And going back to that sequence for Hamill against Marte, he was able to go inside and then the changeup away. That's the important pitch for him. When you could throw that changeup and have it drift out off the plate, it's very difficult to do damage. Now, if it stays on the inner half and it's off the plate, you can drop the head of the bat and do some damage. But away, very difficult to hit hard. That's what happened there. That little soft liner back to Odor for the second out.
Espinosa dropping a bunt on the third base side. Hamels picks it up, fires to first, and it goes off the glove of Napoli, and it trickles toward the fence. Did that just go off his glove? Or did it hit his?
It seemed like it was going right to the glove just as Espinosa's going down the line. One of those difficult plays as a first baseman as you try to reach for that. Played pretty well by Cole Hamels getting off the mound. He got a lot on that throw to first.
That ball had some spin on it too, some backspin.
Quickly gets to that baseball and got a lot on that. You see right there, did everything right as far as pushing that baseball down with the bare hand, but that throw is running right at the runner. Very difficult play for a first baseman. The baseball, the glove, and the runner all at the same time. Difficult play for a first baseman, and Espinosa gets a bunt single.
I don't know about you, but if I'm a manager, I'm probably going out and having a discussion about where Espinosa was in relation to the foul line. He gets credited with an infield base hit. As Maldonado fouls it off. Maldonado at 263 to start the year, 5 for 19, has a couple of runs batted in, 1 extra base hit. It was a double.
Hamels with 20 career pickoffs. You can run on him.
That hits him in the elbow. And we'll bring up Escobar with a couple of men on.
Maldonado on the plate. Just kind of leaves that elbow out there. And as long as you're not having that elbow out over the plate, you're going to be awarded first base with hit by pitch. A big opportunity now, a 2-out base hit opportunity for Escobar.
Second batter that Hamels has hit this year. He hit a total of 8 last year.
Yeah, with that cut fastball he throws, and he will pitch. Like Tyler Skaggs, both lefties pitch inside a lot against right-handed batters. Excellent last season as far as hitting with runners in scoring position. 362, 5th best in the majors.
Escobar had a walk in the first and was thrown out at third trying to steal third base. In the dirt. Nice dig by Lucroy. That's just one of those.
That's all with the glove.
The glove.
Yeah.
92 mile per hour fastball. 1 ball, no strike count.
He's setting up away too, and this ball is off the inside corner. Scooped it. Guy Beru threw out the first pitch today. He's a real good goalie back in his day for the Ducks. He would have been proud of that save.
Little flare towards short. Andrews has it, and the Angels are done here in the second. They've stranded 4 through the first 2 innings. Texas up 1-0. Texas leads at 1-0 as we start the third. And become a season seat holder to enjoy exclusive benefits in the same seats all season long at the greatest value. Visit angels.com/season seats or call 888-796-HALO for more information. Tyler Skaggs with 4 strikeouts, a walk, and 3 hits allowed. He's going to face 2, 3, and 4 for the Rangers here in the third. Andrews, Mazzara, and Napoli. Odor giving Andrews a little grief, jogging in after catching a little soft liner off the bat of Yunel Escobar. Saying that he actually kept his eye on the ball that time.
Looked it into the glove.
Yeah. Elvis double to left in his first at bat, 3rd double of the year. He scored on the Napoli base hit with 2 outs in the first.
It's a pretty good pitch. It's a little bit below the strike zone. Andrews with already 5 extra base hits this season.
He'll drive one toward the corner. This one is going to go and be gone. A home run for Elvis Andrews, jumping out in front of it. 2nd extra base hit of the ball game makes it 2-0 Texas.
And those extra base hits continue early on for Elvis Andrews. Always talk about Mike Napoli's career numbers and solid career numbers against the Yankees, but Andrews has been very good. And this fastball again drifted. And you can see by the reaction by Tyler Skaggs, that ball had a cut action instead of saying true to that outside corner, and he drives it out for a 2nd home run, 2nd extra base hit. .312 career hitter against the Angels for Andrews. That's over 551 at-bats. A lot of at-bats career-wise for Andrews against the Angels. And some damage done.
Mazzara swinging a miss on the breaking ball. 0-2. Broken bat, little flare, and that's going to fall in for a base hit.
Just that reaction by Tyler as he looked in to see if that was elevated enough where Mazzara was able to get contact with that baseball and flared it into the outfield once again on an 0-2 pitch. Didn't quite get it away off the plate as much as he would have liked, especially when you're tracking that as a left-handed batter against him after a couple breaking balls already. That pitch designed to be off the plate and down. That was in the strike zone, but down, but still able to hit that into the outfield.
Napoli flared one in for a base hit and an RBI in the first. Takes a strike. Leadoff home run by Elvis Andrews, a single by Mazzara. 2-0 Texas. We are in the third. Napoli skies one down the left field line. Simmons cutting across, calling for it. Don't make the catch. Mazzara tags, but he's not going anywhere.
Boy, he had to go a long way for that one. You talk about some coverage in the infield on ground balls, but pop-ups. He can go get one. That was a long way to go. And with the norm with Napoli, things hit extremely high in the air. Also allows him to get in position to catch that. Because maybe it would have had to go a long, long way to get there. Odor, a very special player, tremendous power, 33 home runs last season.
Odor grounded out. Espinosa in the first. He's 0 for 1. Pulled foul.
And going back to that power, it's pull power for Odor. He generally will hit everything to right field to right center field. Outer half of the plate is where you want to try to go and keep it down. Inner half, he is incredibly quick, even up and in.
That hit him. Trying to throw that fastball in. Each starter has hit a batter. Texas with runners at first and second now with 1 out.
Running that fastball in. You can see with Odor, he's still looking to try to turn on anything on the inner half of the plate. Turns and gets that one off his arm. And he will not give up on that inner part of the plate, and that's why he'll get hit on occasion.
Two on and 1 out. Lucroy the batter. Fouls it off.
There's Adrian Beltre on the bench right now. He's shy of 3,000 hits, 58 hits away. Tremendous, tremendous numbers career-wise. Multi-Gold Glove winner at third base. On his way to Cooperstown.
Lucroy drives one out toward left field. That one is going to go into the seats as well. Second home run of the inning for Texas. This one a 3-run shot that makes it 5-0.
What do we say as far as keys to the game for Tyler to avoid that big inning? Well, 4 runs across here for Texas. Talked about how they've scored the majority of their runs via the long ball. All 4 runs this inning because of the big fly. And that pitch is drifted right into that zone where the power swing for Lucroy, the barrel of the bat, and hits that one well out to left field.
First extra base hit of the season for Lucroy. First RBIs. Six hits allowed by Skaggs through 2 1/3. Chu looks at a breaking ball for a strike. Chu drew a walk in the second. Only walk issued by Tyler. Ground ball to second. 2 down.
Well, this team has come back often already. We saw that on Sunday. They'll be tested here again today.
They've had some opportunities already in the first 2 innings and haven't been able to cash them in.
So plenty of time in this game, especially you mentioned Cole Hamels hasn't really settled in yet. He's been able to avoid damage. But there's been some opportunities. Elvis Andrus has already had a big game. 2 runs scored, a double, and a home run.
Rua takes off the plate. Seventh man to bat here, the third inning. Rua struck out in the second. Tyler in his first start against Oakland also struggled in that third inning as Rua drives one out to left field. Maben going back, and he will track this one down as he steps onto the warning track for the third out. Texas strikes for 4 on a couple of home runs. They lead it 5-0 as we head to the bottom of the third.
Now it's time for In the Driver's Seat, brought to you by Kia. On that same note, as far as a comeback, the Angels' second win ever when trailing by 6+ runs after 8 innings. Last time was back in August of 29th, 1986 against the Tigers. You look at the team since 2011, only 3 wins, 2,891 losses when trailing by 6 or more runs going through 8 innings. But Cliff Pennington, that fastball from Diaz at 97 at the knees, turns on it. The walk-off base hit as Mike Trout scores the winning run. What a comeback. 7 runs in the 9th inning on Sunday versus Seattle.
Halos down 5-0 here in the third. Cole to lead things off against Cole. Calhoun struck out in the first. The only punch out Hamels has picked up.
Has been very good as far as using the middle of the field going away.
Bouncer foul.
Alfredo already in midseason form fields that ground ball. A lot of room on that left side of the infield too. We talked about how well he's hit the ball the other way this year.
Got in on his hands, and Andrews with the shift on has got it. 1 out. So to bring up Trout. Mike reached on the air by Andrews in the first inning. Lined a shot right to the shortstop, and it went right off his glove into center field. Second error of the season for Andrews. He certainly atoned for that. A couple of hits and a home run. Double and a home run for Andrews.
Still a good life in that fastball from Cole Hamels. That went to 93. Want to know if that hit the upper part of the strike zone.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Pardon me, 2 balls, 1 strike.
Is that cutter in?
Just enough late life on that pitch. And that's all it takes, really, if you got a little giddy up on it. Or you think as a hitter, you start to pull the trigger, you're getting ready to square one up, and all of a sudden it's on the label or on the hands.
Yeah, because it looks inviting the drive. Right back in there again. We just saw that graphic. Good luck to the Ducks against the Calgary Flames. First game of their playoff series on Thursday. Got a lot of success against the Flames over the years, but the playoffs, always a different beast.
Strike. Borderline pitch gets rung up. So Trout has to go pick up the lumber.
See if this pitch, lower part of the strike zone. As you look at all the pitches in the sequence, all over the map as far as where he's been trying to attack Trout. Just touches the lower part of the zone. Maybe change up time for Hamels.
And that's a called strike 3. And Trout didn't like that call. Let Scott Berry know about it. 2 down, second strikeout for Hamels.
Pretty emphatic call, 3rd strike too. Anytime an umpire sees that, where you already throw the bat and run down to first base on a borderline pitch. See if this pitch gets lower part of the strike zone. Pretty close, exact same spot. It's touching the lower part of the zone, and you see that call 3rd strike.
Albert fouls the first one back. Pujols with a walk in the first.
Under 19 RBI last season, 17 RBI against the Rangers last year for Pujols.
No balls, 2 strikes. Halos went 9-10 against Texas last year. First meeting of the year in 2017. One and two.
One of the last 3 years, though, the Rangers versus the Angels. The Rangers is 22-35 against the Angels. Bannister's done a very good job as the manager of this club.
Albert takes a called strike 3, and the Angels go down in order. 3 complete. 5-0 Texas.
you by the all-new 2017 Subaru Impreza. Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 28 miles per gallon. More than a car, it's a Subaru.
All Texas so far through the first 3 innings. 5-0 Rangers in the opening game of this 3-game set. Skaggs faced 7 batters in the third and gave up 4 runs on a couple of home runs as Gallo takes a big rip, comes up empty. 0-1 count. 9-1-2 for Texas. Gallo, Gomez, Andrews. Your third baseman filling in for Beltre. Struck out looking his first time up. So fouls this one back.
Another 0-2 count in this game for Tyler. 6 times at this point for Skaggs.
Gallo takes inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He's got a little quick on that breaker ball.
Upstairs, full count. Here's the payoff. And he walks Gallo, the number 9 hitter. So leadoff man reaches after getting ahead 0-2. Second walk for Tyler.
Associate going to call down in the bullpen. It's Charles Nagy going to go out to talk to Skaggs.
Long conversation and some movement going on in the Angels bullpen out in left field. 62 pitchers for Tyler. 2 walks, a hit batter, 4 strikeouts, 6 hits allowed. Bud Norris appears to be the first man up. That's got to be coming over from the bench. Gallo's not a stolen base threat. Just kind of give Norris an opportunity to get loose out of the pen. Carlos Gomez is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Misty off the plate.
The thing is, velocity-wise, with the fastball today, has been pretty solid and consistent for Skaggs. 91, 92, 93. Four strikeouts so far into the 4th inning here for Skaggs. A couple home runs, stories at this point. And that looked like a changeup. That's the pitch. When you look at percentage-wise so far this year, and even going back to last year, at 10%, 12% of his pitches changeup. That's a very effective pitch for him. Then you got a pitch going down and away against a right-handed batter, but you also get through that curveball down and in with a fastball away and in and up in the strike zone. But a changeup very important.
One-two count. Seems like he's been ahead a lot of hitters, just hasn't been able to finish them off. .65 pitches thrown by Skaggs, 46 strikes.
And you look at Cole Hamels, who hasn't thrown a ton of strikes. He's made some quality ones when he's needed to. Tyler with 5 career pickoffs. Last year, base stealers were successful in all 11 attempts against Tyler.
Gomez goes down swinging, one down. Third strikeout of the night for Gomez.
And good life again on a fastball. And now it's time for Tools of the Trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks. We'll see the pitches that got Tyler in some trouble. Location being set. Wanted that arm side fastball at the knees. Maldonado wanted that pitch there, and you can see where the pitch drifted middle of the plate. And Andrews drives it out. Same thing with Lucroy. The target is set down and away. Very important for him. But cut action, again, middle of the plate. That's what happened to Tyler in the 3rd inning. It was the right pitch. With the execution, the way that ball cut back in the middle of the plate is the reason why he gave up 4 runs in that 3rd inning. Other than that, his stuff has been good. Those 2 pitches drifted in the middle of the plate.
Elvis Andrus a double and a home run tonight. 3rd double, 2nd home run of the season for Andrus.
Now, under normal circumstances, Elvis Andrus on an 0-2 count, 1-2 count, he'll always try to take in terms of going the other way. So you got to be ready if you're Cole Calhoun in right field. That's the time when you generally will try to go inside against Andrus. Late in counts, pitch backwards.
Ground ball to short. Could be 2. Simmons to Espinosa for 1. Breathing to Marte. Got it. A 2-ball ends the inning. And we will head to the bottom of the 4th. Halos down 5-0.
Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is being brought to you by Hyundai. There's no better time to buy a new Hyundai than now. See your local Hyundai dealer or visit buyhyundai.com. And by Heffernan Insurance Brokers, insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com.
All Texas so far through the first 3+ innings. 5-0 Rangers. Hamels coming off a 1-2-3 third, including back-to-back strikeouts. Trout and Pujols to end that 3rd inning. Simmons, Maben, Marte for the Halos.
Yeah, 45 pitches thrown for Cole Hamels, 24 strikes, 21 out of the strike zone.
No balls, 2 strikes. Simmons with a fly ball to right field to end the first. He's 0 for 1. Angels stranded 2 base runners each of the first 2 innings. One and 2.
A 1-2 count quite often. Cole Hamels will throw his curveball, and also not afraid to throw his cutter in. There's that curveball and that 1-2 pitch again.
Full count. I hate to harp on it, but I would love to have seen how that first inning plays out if Escobar doesn't decide to try to steal third base on his own on a 2-0 count with 1 out, runners at first and second.
So far, pretty good at bat here for Simmons, not chasing pitches out of the strike zone. Last year, look at that chase percentage, first 38 games, 34.4%. Was up there hacking, batting average 204, became more patient. After that point, a .315 batting average for Simba.
That's a walk.
You're exactly right on that point, though. That especially it ends up being a 3-0 count to Albert Pujols. You have 2 on, and Albert, generally he's very patient on a 3-0 pitch, but with 2 guys on base and a pitcher that's struggling in the first, that whole inning is completely different. Again, you still feel there's a rally in against Cole Hamels here. He just hasn't been able to be consistent in the strike zone. Exactly 50-50. 25 out of the strike zone, 25 in the strike zone of his 50 pitches. But you got to make sure you have patience.
Fly ball to left for Cameron. We'll bounce this one foul. The walk to Simmons, a third one that Hamels has issued. He's also hit a batter. He's allowed 1 hit. The Espinosa bunt base hit. That was in the second.
Cutter in, change up away. Does he go back with another cutter in? So far, what we've seen from his changeup today, he's gotten hitters to chase it. We talked about the swing percentage against him, but it hasn't been thrown in the strike zone.
Check in on Simmons. David grounds one to short. Andrews to Odor. To Napoli. Double play. 2 down.
And so far, Cole Hamels continues to make that quality pitch when he's needed to. Even though you always feel that he's on the ropes because of his inconsistency in the strike zone. Big ground ball double play.
Marte, a little soft line at Elvis Andrews in the second inning, so he's 0 for 1. Gets this one out to shallow right center field. Long run for Gomez, and he'll cut in front of Mazar, misplays it. Marte will stroll into second on a ball that should have been Mazara's. Gomez had a long way to go.
And Mazara was basically camped underneath that. See how far Gomez has to go, and Mazara's right there. This stops in the last second. There was no Baseball was not touched in the outfield, and it might end up being a double.
They're calling that an error on Gomez, but you know what? Mazar did the right thing. He heard Gomez calling for it, so he got out of the way. So it's an error on Gomez. You don't see that too often on fly balls out in the outfield.
No. Especially when he didn't even touch the glove either.
Yeah.
Again, Mazar, you're exactly right. The right thing, he got out of the way once he called for Gomez. He's the quarterback of the outfield defense, a center fielder.
There's Espinosa.
It's a pretty good sized secondary lead for Marte.
Danny had the bunt base hit the first. In the dirt, Lucroy blocks it. Shoots back toward the mound.
You might see a pickoff put on now if Marte's getting that far away from the base. Odor, they come from behind. He's pretty close to the base to begin with. You want to make sure I mean, granted, you want a good secondary lead, but you don't want to put yourself in position now. You're already in scoring position for Espinosa, who has 7 RBI. You don't want to be picked off here.
Ball at a strike. A chance to meet Danny's dad before the game today. He's up here in the press area.
Remind us 40 years.
40 years.
40 years season seat holder.
1-2. So he had him forever. Danny playing on the East Coast. Games always started at 4. So by the time 7 rolled around, never had a chance to really gather folks. So this offseason decided to give up the seats. And all of a sudden, the Angels trade for Espinosa. He has to call back to the Angels front office and says, can I get my seats back?
You said
he got better seats.
Better seats.
He's on the aisle.
Yes.
Two balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Espinosa fouls it back.
Pretty good hack at that high fastball. I'm talking to Danny just the other day about getting an opportunity to face some left-handed pitching from the right side. The more lefties he sees, the better off he's going to be.
And that bunt base hit was his first hit as a right-handed batter this year.
He was trying to track the baseball. That's not a bad idea. There he is, watching once again his son play. His great seats.
Espinosa goes down swinging, and the Angels are done here in the 4th. We'll head to the 5th. Still 5-0 Texas.
timeless moment, a little flashback. The Angels' first game ever in 1961, April 11th. Ted Kluszewski goes yard, not only once, but twice in the game for the Halos in Baltimore. Some big fly action. Angels able to win that first game. Big man, by the way, Ted. Those numbers, first game, won 7-2 at Baltimore. Ted with 2 home runs, 5 RBI. Eli Gerbo, complete game W. Good start to the franchise.
Yeah, I would say so.
Ted was a big man.
Yes, he was. Skaggs back out to start the 5th. Lazar, Napoli, and Odor. It's 3, 4, and 5 for Texas. Lazar 1 for 2. He had a single with a run scored in the 3rd.
And another 0-2 count. 8 0-2 counts for Tyler in this game.
Chopper left side. That's going to be an infield base hit. Nothing you can do there. The old swinging bunt.
That's when a guy's been red hot. AL Player of the Week. That's when things go that way. Maldonado set the target upstairs. Mazara late on the swing, but perfectly placed on the third base line. Second hit of the game from Mazara.
There's Napoli. RBI single to the 1st, popped out in the 3rd. Chopper toward 3rd. Escobar goes across the diamond. 1 down. Zara ends up at second base.
It's not an easy play for Escobar, that in-between hop. Able to throw at Napoli at first base in that tough play.
Odor grounded out of the 1st, was hit by a pitch in the 3rd. 0 for 1.
Amazing though when you think it's his 4th year in the majors. He's just 23 years old. Odor off to a quick start too.
I was doing a interview today on the way in, not only with Roger, but some of the guys back in Texas previewing the series. He brought up an interesting question. As Odor lines one out to center, Trout's there. 2 down. And they said that between the Astros and the Rangers, it seems like Houston gets a lot of love because they've got a good young nucleus of players, whereas nobody really talks about the Rangers' young nucleus. And all I can say is they still have a good young nucleus. The problem, if you want to call it a problem, is they've been so good now for a long period of time where they've been able to replenish with young talent and young talent and young talent. It's like today's society. It's a shiny new toy. The Astros are that shiny new toy. The Cubs are the shiny new toy. So you kind of forget about the Rangers that continue to churn out. Mazara 21, Odor's 22, 23. Andrus is still a young guy at shortstop.
And Gallo too, if he ever get more consistent.
This one's popped to shallow center.
That's a good pitch here for Tyler. Yeah, they have a lot of good young talent. I'll tell you, Odor and Mazara alone, that's a pretty good foundation to build on.
We'll head to the bottom of the 5th with Texas still on top. 5th inning. I want to remind you to join your Angels tomorrow, April 12th, taking on the Texas Rangers. And again, it'll be a 7:07 start. Fans in attendance will receive a tote bag while supplies last. For more information on the tote bag, courtesy of MLB Network, just go to angels.com/promotions. Nine 1-2 for the Halos. Maldonado, Escobar, Calhoun trying to saw Cole Hamels. He's allowed one hit. He's walked 3, hit a batter. He struck out 4 when he's needed to make a quality pitch. He has done it.
So amazing when you look up, only 1 hit allowed, but he's only thrown 2 more strikes than pitches out of the strike zone.
Not the ratio you want as a starting pitcher. And, you know, Rutt, credit Hamels for getting Angels hitters to chase pitches, his pitches, out of the zone.
Yeah, we showed that graphic early in the game how he didn't throw a lot of pitches in the strike zone, but when he needs to, like that, he's able to get inside. The key for this game to be successful against Cole Hamels. Talk that break on me. Well, he's been the winner so far of these battles, but getting that cutter, that breaking ball inside, and then change up away. That good combination he's had, and he's also got his fastball in there along with that cutter inside. He's faced 18 batters in this game, Cole Hamels, and only 8 times has he thrown a first pitch strike. Usually when that happens, you're backing up a lot of bases. That has not been the case. He's had some base runners. He's made some real good pitches when he's needed to.
Escobar with a walk and a line out, head the second.
Is that cutter in again?
Two balls, 1 strike.
It's a good combination. He does follow up with that cutter in. He'll go fastball right back in also. And the key against him is get that cutter out in front.
Ground ball up the middle. It's a base hit. 13th hit of the season for Escobar. Comes with 1 out here in the 5th.
Number 56, Cole.
This time he's trying to go back inside with that cut fastball that drifted out over the plate and the line drive right back up the middle once again for Escobar. When you look at the majority of his hits this season, you get that foot down and that contact with the barrel of the bat out in front with that cutter. Another base hit up the middle.
First hit out of the infield for the Angels. Second hit overall. Here's Cole, 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out.
Cole Calhoun trying to pull that fastball from Hamels. A lot of room on that left side of the infield as you need base runners here. Mike Trout on deck. You play into the hands of Cole Hamels. If you're Cole Calhoun, you try to pull that pitch. Unless he makes a mistake on a breaking ball inner half, you got to think in terms of lining the ball the other way.
Pulls this one foul. Almost takes out Stu Sherwater, the first base umpire. Cole now behind in the count at 1-2.
Pretty good moves.
Yeah. Sure are.
Yes. Maybe he's auditioning for Dancing with the Stars like David Ross.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Maldonado grounding out to start this 5th. Escobar with a base hit up the middle. Full count.
Threw him a changeup that time. And doesn't give in. I wouldn't be surprised if he threw him a break ball once again. A lot of room again on that left side of the infield, especially something away.
3-2. Cole goes down swinging on the high fastball. 5th strikeout of the night for Hamels. 2 down.
And you can see on that swing right there by Cole, he just pulled off the baseball, and a lot of different pitches, different angles here for Hamels against Cole Calhoun. See all the pitches outer half, and he goes, if fastballs in, breakables away, changeup, and then fastball away as he pulled off on that one, Cole did.
Trout's 0 for 2. Struck out looking at his first at bat, and he'll take a strike here. .74 pitches for Hamels.
Usually the time will come right back with a changeup. 39 strikes of the 74.
Popped up first base side. Napoli near the dugout. Puts it away, and the Angels are done here in the 5th. We'll head to the 6th. Texas still on top. By Mercury Insurance. We're on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com to get a fast free quote and see how much you can save. And by the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid. Go the distance with 84 miles per gallon and 566 total driving range. Skaggs, after having a pretty quick 5th inning, back out for the 6th. The Angels still down 5-0. The numbers for Skaggs in his first start. That was Thursday afternoon in Oakland, and tonight, once again, the 3rd inning struck Tyler. Tonight, costing him 4 runs. Gave up a couple of home runs in that inning.
Very similar numbers. You mentioned the struggles in the 3rd inning, both games for Tyler.
Shin-Soo Choo, a walk and a ground out. So he's 0 for 1. 2 balls and no strikes. Bud Norris still up and loosening. 79th pitch for Skaggs. A little flare out the shallow left. Here comes Mabe, and he looked like he lost it in the lights.
Yeah, coming in on that baseball, trying to track it down, lost it last second. We know how much coverage Maben has in the outfield, how much ground he can cover. Mike Scioscia going to go to the bullpen now.
8 hits allowed by Skaggs, and he will depart here after 5 innings plus a batter. But Norris, the right-hander, being summoned. We've got ourselves a pitching change. The first of the ball game. We're in the 6th inning. The Angels down 5-0. Jermaine O'Neal, as well as other legends of the hardwood, leave it all on the floor for a 10-city 3-on-3 battle, the likes of which Hoops fans have never imagined. Ice Cube presents Big 3 basketball, coming this summer only to FS1. Tyler Skaggs done after 79 pitches, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, 5 runs all earned. He's responsible for Choo standing at first base as Bud Norris takes over on the mound. Bud last pitched on Friday.
You can sense that frustration for Skaggs. Still unable, especially the amount of hitters he got ahead 0-2. When you're ahead that often on an 0-2 count throughout a game against a very good team like Texas, you think in terms of, I'm barely going to give up 1 run, let alone 5, but a couple mistakes, especially with his fastball for Tyler tonight.
Ryan Rua coming up. Rua, the 8th place batter, is 0 for 2 with a strike on the fly ball to left. Rua takes low.
With that good cut fastball himself, even off the end of the bat, you get a double play turn.
Two balls, 1 strike. Brewer cues it foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fourth appearance for Norris so far. No record of 6.75 ERA. Just 2 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk.
Pretty big lead.
Down goes Rule, 1 away.
One thing we saw in spring training from Bud Norris, really driving off that back leg to create leverage, to get more velocity on the fastball. That was a good one at 93. As he's driving towards the plate. Good movement. 93 to get a swing and miss.
There's Gallo. Struck out looking in the second, walked in the fourth. Missed outside. Let's go back to last Thursday's game, the start that Tyler had. Third inning, 4 runs. He faced 7 batters just like tonight. Gave up 3 hits. There was an error. Gave up the 2-run home run to Healy. Tonight, 4 runs on 4 hits. Gave up 2 home runs, 1 to Andrews and 1 to Lucroy. Gallo skies one on the third base side. Looks like it's playable.
And Victor, to your point, remember that pitch to Healy. Again, that was supposed to be a fastball away. When you're on top for the 2-seam fastball, you want to stay true to that outside corner. But if you just get around that baseball enough, it'll cut back to the middle of the plate. And that runs in the barrel of a right-handed power hitter. Healy hits that one out. Lucroy hit one out on the same pitch. Same thing with Elvis Andrews. It drifted back over the plate instead of staying drifting and maybe even going down and away on the outside corner.
Is that a product of just staying away from a cut fastball, or just
I think
that's just a natural pronation for him in the ball?
Yeah, that's when you got to force yourself to make sure you stay on top of the baseball to have it go down and away.
Gomez has taken some hacks tonight. 3 strikeouts so far, all 3 against Skaggs.
And if you're trying to go to the outside corner, whether you're a lefty or a righty, say if I'm trying to go outside corner against a lefty, and if I get it around that baseball and it drifts back to the middle of the plate, you're going right to the barrel of the bat, which is troubles. That's exactly what happened with Tyler with the right-handed batters, as it drifted in the middle of the plate. Other than that, his stuff was pretty good.
Oh, 2 now. Chopper is short. Simmons will go the short way. They force out 2, and the inning comes to an end as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Angels have Pujols to lead things off. Down 5-0, and we get our first installment of Gooby Tuesday.
what actor would play you in the 2017 version of Angels in the Outfield?
Probably had to go with, the little short black guy in Bad Santa, Tony Cox. Me and him resemble alike, same height, same arm length, legs, facial.
I'm a big fan of Adam Sandler, so I have to go Adam Sandler.
I'd probably have to say 2 Chainz. I think he'd be pretty funny. Or Snoop, Snoop, I seen him in a celebrity softball game, so it'd be funny. Somebody with dreads, somebody with dreadlocks would be pretty fun to watch out there.
Probably somebody with red hair. I don't know. Carrot Top, Danny Bonaducci, maybe.
I'll tell you what, I was laughing my head off, Victor. Who would play you?
Me?
Yes, just out of curiosity.
Billy Bob Thornton in Bad Santa would play me.
I got Chevy
Because that's kind of how I feel like on my off days and stuff like that. I don't shave.
That's perfect.
I mean, off the top of my head.
Yeah, that's perfect.
He was, he did play the role of Buttermaker in one of the Bad News Bears remakes, right?
Yes, he did.
So he's got an idea of what it's like to do a baseball movie.
He's a big baseball fan, too. I know he's a big Cardinal fan.
Pujols, Simmons, Maben. 3 balls and no strikes. Cole Hamels, 3 walks. 5 strikeouts, 2 hits allowed. Texas with a run in the first, single by Napoli, then 4 in the third. Halos have left 6 on base. And there's a 4-pitch walk to start the 6th. There's the 4th walk of the night.
By the way, I was telling Cole Calhoun and Danny Bonaducci with a little split screen of. I said, hey, he looks exactly like you there.
I can see that.
Yes.
Absolutely.
There it is. It's perfect. Oh, Cole loved that one, too.
Ginger power.
Yes.
There's Hamilton Simmons.
He's done a nice job. Remember that first at bat? Simmons came out aggressive and went after that first pitch, cut her in, and hit a fly ball to right. Next at bat, worked the count, got a walk, showing some patience.
Ground ball to short. 2 down. Second double play turned by Texas. Base is clear now for Cameron Maben.
That's one thing with Cole Hamels. He can get that ground ball double play, throws that cutter in, and he'll throw that changeup down and away. If you get down in front, you'll hit the ball on the ground. A couple double plays tonight.
Back to last year's game logs for Hamels. He had 6 games last season in which he issued 4 or more walks. Only got 1 decision of those 6, and that was a loss at Baltimore. And as you look at those games, the most he issued was 6 in a game against Minnesota. But the runs scored in those games, 5, 4, 2, 3, 6, 2 tonight. Big fat goose egg on the board for the Angels. Even with the 4 walks. Over to short. Andrews has it. Low throw. Napoli's got it to the backhand, and the Angels are done here in the 6th. We'll head to the 7th. It's still 5-0 Texas.
worthy of a Carlos Cam replay. He had 1, 2 home runs, but now the 3rd home run way out at Citizen Bank Park. 3 home runs for Cespedes and a double in the game for Cespedes. Wow, that went a long, long way. The hat trick as far as the home run ball.
How about George Springer leading off the game with a home run for the 4th time in the first 9 games?
That's setting the tone.
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
He had 8 leadoff home runs last year to tie Craig Biggio for team record. He's already halfway there. He's got 5 on the year.
Hey, Ricky's going to have to start talking to him about that.
Yeah. Yes, he does. Andrus, Mazzara, and Napoli here in the 7th for the Angels. All Texas so far. Andrus 2 for 3 with a double and a home run. Career high 8 home runs last year. A chopper towards short. Simmons as they go in and out of the glove on the back end. They're calling it an error on Simmons. Will be Andrelton's first of the year.
Trying to go to the backhand to get around that baseball to make a strong throw. And Andrus, the ball slips right out, hits the heel of the glove and slips out. Got to keep an eye on Andrus at first base now.
Had 24 bags last year. By the way, the Astros just scored 3 in the top of the 6th inning to take a 5-3 lead against Seattle. Up at safe go, and the Astros still batting.
Boy, after the game on Sunday for Seattle, where the bullpen gave up that 6-run lead in the 9th, they had a 6-0 lead again yesterday against Houston, and they had the bases loaded, the Astros, in the 8th inning again with Carlos Correa at the plate, but he ended up striking out, and they got through there with no damage. There's still some stress up there in Seattle in the bullpen.
And they're giving it up tonight as well in the 6th inning.
Boy, Paxton threw the ball exceptionally well for Seattle yesterday. If he stays healthy, he's a big force for the Mariners as far as their starting rotation. That's always been an issue, staying healthy.
No balls and 2 strikes on Nomar Mazzara. 2 for 3 tonight with a couple of singles. Yes, he did. 1 down. Nasty pitch down and in.
See that target being set? A little curveball from Bud Norris. Zara couldn't make contact, couldn't hold up on the swing. Nasty sharp break.
Napoli a 1 for 3 game with an RBI single. Texas 5 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors, 5 left on. The Angels no runs on 2 hits. They've committed 1 error and have stranded 6. This one had its place in the seats. No stolen bases as of yet, or attempts for Andrus this year. Texas just 2 for 4.
Bud Norris with a pretty quick move, 12 career pickoffs.
No balls, 2 strikes on Napoli.
Four pickoffs last year for Maldonado, 1 so far this year. Back pick, excellent. The first base for Maldonado.
Napoli punches one through the right side on a high fastball. Andrews will turn and go to third. The throw from Calhoun is off target. Not sure that he gets there, or gets him anyway if it's on the base. Mistake pitch to Napoli, and he made Norris pay for it.
We always talk about the Angels always going first to third on hits to the outfield. The Rangers very good and have been for quite some time. On a high fastball, Napoli just stays with the pitch and lines it. Put the shift on that open spot to the right side of the infield. And Andrews never slowed down, even with Cole's very good throwing arm.
Odor pops it up. Big out, assuming Marte squeezes it. Makes the catch, 2 down. And this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. So 2 outs, and here's the catcher, Jonathan Lucroy. 2 for 3 with a single and a 3-run home run in the third. That was his first extra base hit and first RBIs of the year. Andrews at third and Napoli over at first. 0-1 off the plate. Lucroy picked up last August in a trade with the Milwaukee Brewers. Now 31 years of age, native of Louisiana.
Originally thought he was going to be a member of the Cleveland Indians.
So did the Cleveland Indians.
Yes.
Makes that deal. One and two.
That's a real good cut fastball from Bud Norris. Pretty good sequence. Cut fastball, then he tried to paint a 4-seam fastball on the outside corner at 94, and Lucroy was able to foul that one off. Now you got to believe you can go right back with that cutter and maybe a little bit off the plate to finish off the inning, no damage.
Lucroy drives one out to center field. Trout racing back and on the wall will make the catch for the third out. Lucroy gave it a ride, but it stays in the yard. It's stretch time. The Angels down 5-0.
Brought to you by Arco, the healthy Michael Brantley today for Cleveland. Doubles down the left field line. Lindor scores the winning run, or the walk-off variety. Cleveland wins their home opener. Last time they were on that field, they were losing Game 7 for the World Series against the Chicago Cubs. This time, though, they won in extra innings, 2-1.
Halos down 5-0 here in the bottom of the 7th. Bottom third of the order up against Cole Hamels. It's Marte, Espinosa, and Maldonado. Marte 0 for 2, a line out to short, reached on the error by Gomez out in center field, or right center field. Stranded in scoring position. 2 balls, no strikes.
Couple change-ups in a row. This is where you're sitting as a hitter on a fastball and a fastball count. This is where he's at most effective. He'll throw that cut fastball in.
Driven out to deep left field. Ryan Rua is back near the wall. That is gone. Big fly for Jeffy Marte, his first of the season, and the Angels get on the board.
Well, a good hitter's count for Jeffrey Marte. Marte parte on that fastball, drives it out to left field. First home run, third RBI. This fastball, it's up, was letter high, and the leverage created by Marte. Looking fastball, gets a fastball, and drives it out of the yard.
This one lifted down the right field line, and a long run for everybody. Odor into foul territory makes the play. What a nice play by Rougned Odor to get over there and settle underneath it.
Much easier play, although difficult play for a second baseman. It's clear the first baseman going back on it.
Martin Maldonado at the plate. 0 for 1. Ninety pitches for Hamels. Action in the Ranger pen. It's in tight. That almost gets Maldonado, who's hit by a pitch in the second. Three balls and a strike. Top of the order, and Escobar on deck.
Could be the last batter here for Hamels.
I was going to say Tony Barnett's ready to go. Jeff Bannister on the right. Doug Brocaire, the pitching coach, on the left of the screen. Three-1 from Hamels. Down to the short. Elvis Andrews been a busy man tonight. 2 down. Escobar, a 1-for-2 game with a walk and a single. Hamels, the tip of the cap, regardless of what happens here in the 7th inning. He bobbed and weaved early. Helped out perhaps by Escobar's ill-advised base attempt in the first. But when he's needed to make a big pitch, he got in a couple of double play balls. Strikeouts when you need him. Trout and Pujols looking in the 3rd.
He's almost evolved in one of those pitchers where he's even more effective when he's been behind in the cap. Yeah. Play with a pitcher that was a very successful major leaguer. Charlie Librand was like that. So you think, okay, you're going to sit on a 2-0 pitch. Well, that's exactly where Jamie Moyer's another guy like that. Where you're sitting fastball 2-0. Most times you'll throw a cutter in, jam yourself, or change up away, you'll get yourself out.
Gilby, it seems to me that you're picking on lefties.
Well, this compares with a lefty on the mound. A little firmer on the fastball for Cole Hamels.
Yeah, than Charlie and Moyer probably put together. The latter stages of their career.
His teammates with both of them at one point or another, Jamie Moyer and Charlie Librand. Friends.
Ground ball to the right side. Odor has it go off his glove. Almost came up with it. And Goodell is on board with a 2-out single, his 2nd hit of the game. Imagine that Hamel stays in to face Calhoun at the very least.
And on the dive, that nice little tricky hop gets by enough. See right here, the hop, and then off the top of the glove of Odor, who showed great range catching the pop-up earlier in this inning, unable to run that one down. Frustrated, mad at himself for not making that play. Also, that's a pretty good indication of what type of player Odor is. He wants to make every play in the field along with what we know we can do with the bat.
Quick visit by Bannister. Calhoun's 0 for 3 against Cole tonight. 2 strikeouts and a ground out. Downstairs. Gallo playing in, but off the line at 3rd. Otherwise, 3 infielders on the right.
Remember, Cole had that real big at bat in the 9th inning on Sunday when he worked the walk. Was patient at the plate. The need for base runners here late.
Ground ball over to 2nd. Odor's got it on 1 hop. And we will head to the 8th. The Angels do get a run on the Marte home run, his first of the year. It's 5-1 Texas as we head to the 8th.
Here at the Big A. Well, beautiful night here. Rangers, though, up on the Angels 5-1. I'm Patrick O'Neill asking you to stick around for Angels Live postgame show brought to you by your SoCal Mazda dealers. Angels only down 4, so plenty of time. We'll have to see if they could get to this Rangers bullpen. It appears, as we go inside now to Victor and Mark, that Cole Hamels done for the night, and he was certainly solid.
Yeah, he was, Patrick. I'll tell you what, he made the pitch when he needed to. That's what he's been able to do it throughout his career, and those big games throughout his career. An all-star last year, 4 times in his career he's been an all-star. And not a lot of strikes in the strike zone, but he made some quality ones when he needed to. Just 1 earned run and 7 innings pitched.
Bud Norris back out for another inning of action. He's gone 2 so far in relief of Tyler Skaggs. Chu, Rua, and Gallo here in the Rangers half of the 8th. Escobar playing near the shortstop position. Chu giving it a shot, trying to bunt his way on. He's 1 for 2, a single and a walk.
Maldonado went that fastball upstairs, got it. Chu chased that pitch with late movement out of the strike zone.
One, 2 outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Angels have action in their bullpen. Yusmeiro Petit getting ready. Two appearances so far for Petit this year. Half-hearted swing by Chu. Count still at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Full count.
Very unusual for Chu to work a count very well. Has always been a guy that sees a lot of pitches. Behind early, now full count.
Out towards shallow center. Trout has to come in on it. 1 down. There's Ryan Rule, the left fielder, who's 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. The breaking ball. Brewer was the first batter that Norris faced. He came on a relief in the 6th inning. Struck him out at that point.
Yeah, 33 pitches thrown for Bud Norris so far. 26 strikes.
Oh, 2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Grewal. 2 down. Time now for the upcoming schedule. Presented by Honda. A.J. Griffin going up against Jesse Chavez tomorrow night. We'll wrap up the series on Thursday afternoon.
Jesse threw the ball very well to pick up a W, 1-0 in the season. A.J. Griffin has thrown the ball very well in his career versus the Yankees. 5-2, 3-1 last season alone for A.J. Griffin versus the Angels. Should be a good pitching matchup.
Joey Gallo 0-2 with a walk. Takes upstairs. Halos in the bottom of the 8th have Trout, Pujols, Simmons due up. Looks like it'll be Tony Barnett coming in place of Cole Hamels, who worked 7 tonight. 2 balls, no strikes. Three balls, no strikes. Three one. Out toward left center field. Trout moving over. 1-2-3 inning for Bud Norris. We head to the bottom of the 8th. 3, 4, 5 coming up for the Angels, down 5-1. Nel Escobar, Marte with his first home run of the season, Espinosa with a bunt single. That's all this Angels offense was able to muster against Cole Hamels, who went 7 solid innings, giving up a run on 4 hits, 5 strikeouts. He walked 4, also hit a batter, but the Angels just could not really do much against him and try to extend an inning against the veteran lefty, as he gives way to Tony Barnett. Barnett pitching in his 4th game, no record, no ERA, 3 innings, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, and no walks. He is 33 years of age, native of Anchorage, Alaska. Was in the Diamondback system before going to Japan for several years, 6 to be exact, and then signed with Texas prior to 2016 and was fantastic last year. First one to Trout is outside. Barnett was 7-3 with a 2.09 ERA.
Yeah, Barnett's fastball is 91-94. Throw a curveball, slider, split finger fastball.
Two balls and no strikes. Very limited experience between Barnett and any of the Angels players. Most at bats, Pujols and Luis Valbuena, 3 each. The only guy with a hit is Junel Escobar, is 1 for 2 against him. Trout tonight 0 for 3. Takes a strike, 2-1.
In these counts, 2-1 counts, he'll either throw his fastball or cut fastball, so it's going to be firm. If you're Trout, look out over the plate, try to drive that one to right center field.
Pulled down the line. That's a fair ball. Hugging the line, Trout will easily get to second base. A leadoff double for Mike. That's his 3rd double of the season.
Amazing how quick he was able to bring his hands inside the baseball and that fastball in. Again, got another fastball we've seen so far from Barnett to be able to throw fastball in that count. Brings his hands in, grounds that one down the line for a double. Already 6 extra base hits this season for Trout. Break down the line.
Albert's 0 for 1 with 2 walks and a strikeout. Albert had come into the game with 1 walk through the first 7 games. He's picked up 2 tonight. Hit for a strike.
There's a cut fastball that really was ended up being the heart of the plate.
Almost looked like a cement mixer slider.
I think Albert would love to see that pitch right back.
Tied him up.
Lucroy setting up in, making sure if he makes a mistake, it's off the plate in.
No balls and 2 strikes. A double by Trout, the 5th hit for the Angels tonight.
Remember the home run that Albert hit, the leadoff that 9th inning the other day, but his second hit of the inning was a ground ball to the right side of the infield. A lot of room over here once again.
Well, it stands out. You talk about the job that Hamels did. Obviously, he didn't start this inning, but of the 8 innings tonight the Angels have batted, they've gotten their leadoff man on board 5 times. The only one that scored was Marte on the home run. Albert fouls it off.
And you're going to get that cut fastball. You're just going to try to punch it that way. And that's what he was trying to do, Albert. Try to punch that in the right field for a hit.
Simmons on deck. Nope. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Leadoff double for Trout. Halos down 4. We're in the 8th. sharply hit to short. Andrews has it. One down. So 1 out, 1 on, and here comes Simmons. 0 for 2 with a walk.
Simmons this season 368 versus right-handed pitching. And real nice job as far as using that middle part of the field against right-handed pitchers.
Ground ball to short. Haven't said that too often today. Low throw. Napoli digs it out. 2 down.
He has been extremely busy at shortstop. Napoli picks him up on that low throw. Maybe that arm's getting a little tired now. The low throw, a little short hop. Napoli's able to scoop it.
Two outs. Trout still at second with that leadoff double. Here comes Cameron Maybin, who's 0 for 3. Flips one down the right field line. That's a long run from Mazzara. Not going to get there. Maybin's going to try to go to second. And fortunately, it's a bad throw from Mazzara. And Cameron's in there with an RBI double. You know, if Mazzara stays on his feet and just plays the hop, it's a single.
Yeah. And that's, you know, that's what you want to do. You're up by 4 runs anyhow. You just try to keep him at first base. Now, because of that slide in there, you allow Cameron Maybin to get in the scoring position himself. Going a long way on that slide. Ball popped up right to him, but then the low throw. Generally a pretty strong throwing arm out in the right field. As his left arm gets caught underneath Cameron Maybin. He has to do that all with the right. I'm sorry, go in with the right hand to be able to touch the base, get a double.
Maybin picks up his second double. Pardon me, his first double, his second RBI of the season. He's in scoring position for Jeffrey Marte. 1 for 3. He homered in the 7th. Some movement now, the Ranger pen as well as the Angel pen out in left field. Ground ball towards the middle. Ball has a lot of spin on it. Odor's got it to the backhand, and the Angels' threat comes to an end here in the 8th. They get a run as we head to the 9th. And Texas still up 5-2.
And Shannon Sharp go head-to-head on the day's hottest topics in sports, Undisputed with Skip and Shannon, weekdays at 6:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. Pacific, only on Fox Sports 1.
Top of the ninth here at the Big A. Just better Petit on in relief. 3 scoreless innings so far. Last pitch on Thursday against the Oakland A's with 2 innings in Dublin. He's going to face the top of the order. Bud Norris did a nice job, by the way. 3 innings, 2 hits, 3 strikeouts, the rest zeros. Carlos Gomez tonight 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts and a fielder's choice.
Pete's fastball is going to be 87 to 91 range, slider, curveball, changeup.
One and 2. Pete's been around, getting to the big leagues for the first time in 06. Last year with the Nationals, 3-5, 4.50 ERA. Off speed, gets Gomez. He goes down swinging for the 4th time tonight. There's out number 1.
Sequence by Petit against Gomez. Slider going down and away, unable to make contact. Well off the plate. Looking at our trace of how far that's never was even close to the strike zone out of his hand. And we talked about the batting average for Gomez last season versus breaking ball, 161.
Elvis Andrus a 2 for 4 game with a double and a home run. One ball, 1 strike. Texas with action. It's with its bullpen. The Angels will have 8, 9, and 1 coming up in the 9th. Sam Dyson getting ready. He struggled through his first couple of outings this year. Picked up 38 saves last year for Texas. Count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. Currently the Angels have Espinosa, Maldonado, and Escobar due up in the 9th inning. Breaking ball. Andrus lays off of it.
It's a pretty good take. That was a nasty pitch. Good location by Petit. You know you're locked in, and Andrus so far this season has been locked in. 320 batting average, big night tonight.
Everything's been away against Andrus in this at bat. Nomar Mazara on deck. 5-2 Texas. We're in the 9th opening game of this 3-game set. 2-2. Spoiled another good pitch. mentioned, Bud Norris working 3 scoreless tonight. His career ERA now at Angel Stadium is 0.38.
That's pretty solid, don't you think?
Yeah. Forget about the road games. He doesn't even have to travel. Just stay here. 2-2's popped up. Shallow center. Espinosa going out. Trout coming in. Danny with the call and the catch. 2 down. Hey, follow Angels baseball live with MLB.com at Bat mobile app. Stay connected to the game's best players all season long with game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcast stats, news, and more. Download MLB.com at Bat today. It's your #1 app for live baseball. About as close to Brock Myers I'll get on the air.
Yeah. Probably a pretty good idea.
Bizarre 2 for 4 with a couple of singles. One of which was a little squibber up the third base line.
Still, when you're going well, those baseballs stay fair and you get a base hit out of it. When you're struggling, it'll roll foul. Great changeup on the tee. Sold it well. Hitters thinking fastball with that arm motion.
Off the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Napoli on deck. It's on the outside part of the plate.
Might as well try that changeup in that same plane right now. They tried that off-speed pitch. Mazar just did not chase it. Target was set. Maldonado was tapping the ground out in front.
Ground ball to the right side. Espinosa comes in. The team with a 1-2-3 ninth will head to the bottom of the 9th inning. 8-9-1 coming up for the Angels. See if they've got another comeback in store for a bullpen. Down 3.
And now it's time for the Land Rover above and beyond player of the game, Elvis Andrus. A double, solo shot, 2 runs scored, on base 3 times, and outstanding defense. A lot of action. Shortstop position today for Andrus, including turning 2 double plays.
Big 4-run 3rd inning against Tyler Skaggs. Kind of put the Angels in a hole, and they couldn't figure out Cole Hamels. They've picked up solo runs in the 7th and 8th innings. They'll have to get at least 3 to keep this one going. And Sam Dyson has pitched in 3 games so far. 0-2 mark. He's gone 2 innings, 7 hits allowed, 1 strikeout, and 3 walks.
Fastball's 93-97 sink action. Will throw a slider and a very good changeup.
Ben Revere has come out to the on-deck circle, so he'll pinch hit for Martin Maldonado. First one's up and away. See all that movement that Dyson has. There's Ben. There's a Dyson last year, 73 games for Texas, 3-2, 2.43 ERA, had 38 saves for them. A whip of 1.223. 2 balls and no strikes.
That bowling ball type sinking fastball, running fastball. Heavy baseball. Again, very difficult at times for him to throw a strike with that pitch. Shows some patience. Very difficult to hit out of the ballpark also, so you got the bunch hits together, although he has allowed a home run this year.
2-1 count. Espinosa tonight, 1 for 3, had a bunt base hit back in the 2nd. Need a couple of guys to get on board in order to get the Trout. 2-1. It's outside, 3 balls and a strike.
And a couple things come into play. Dyson, who has struggled, and the Angels, who have been very good, even from way back in Tempe in spring training, as far as coming back. And we saw that on display on Sunday.
Here's a 3-1. Full count. There's the payoff. Espinosa fouls it off.
And then important, that leadoff hitter getting on base to create doubt for a pitcher who's struggling early on in this season.
Another 3-2. That's driven out towards left center field. Long run for Gomez. He's not going to get there. It's gone! Big fly for Danny Espinosa. His first at home. And the Angels trail it 5-3.
And the man who's been there for a lot of years sitting in that seat watches his son wearing the Angel uniform, a big, huge Angel fan. Danny Espinosa's dad gets to see him hit a big fly here at the Big A. What a moment for both. Just like the other day, a leadoff home run in the 9th. It's a great swing. Fastball 93 middle of the plate, but down going the other way. It's a great carry out of the ballpark. 2nd home run. And the excitement. What a shot the other way. That's an impressive swing for Danny Espinosa. 2-hit performance, a bunt, and a home run.
There's Ben Revere pinch hitting for Martin Maldonado. And the first one's in for a strike. Two for 8 so far this year. Gallo playing in at third. Napoli about even with the bag at first. Nobody out. We're in the bottom of the ninth, down 2. Good off speed pitch. Gets Ben out in front.
Yeah, when you think about that combination of fastball and changeup, similar type movement, but the varying speeds. That one in 88 is compared to 94, 95 with his fastball.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Revere. One away.
He followed up with a slider there.
Escobar so far tonight 2 for 3 with a couple of singles, a walk, and a line out.
2 for 5 in his career versus Dyson.
Takes a strike.
So they can get on base, bring Cole Calhoun with the potential tying run to the plate.
Breaking ball, and it's fouled off. Fooled on that pitch.
What a great swing from Espinosa. When you drive the ball that far the other way, very impressive.
At night, no less here.
And a cool night. 8 RBI on the season for Espinosa.
Chopper down the line. Gallo can't handle it. Down toward the corner, and Escobar's on his way to second. It is a 1-out double, and here comes the tying run to the plate.
And another 3-hit game for Escobar. And a walk, so on base 4 times. Look at changeup that ran in, and he hooks it right down the line. 3rd double of the season for Escobar.
Cole Calhoun 0 for 5 in his career against Sam Dyson. He's 0 for 4 tonight. 2 strikeouts, 2 groundouts. Andrews playing directly up the middle. Odor a little bit on the pull side at second, and Gallo way off the line at third, but near the grass. First one's outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the 1-0. Sky back to center. It'll stay in the yard. Gomez is there. Just got underneath it. 2 down.
Boy, he had a pitch to drive. Just missed it. And Mike Trout coming to the plate, representing the tying run. Back on Saturday against Seattle. Tie no more. Mike Trout lives for these moments. Great power.
Doug Brocail, the pitching coach, out to pay a visit. First base is open. I can't imagine you give up a tying run, but can't imagine you're also going to give Trout anything really good to hit.
The conversation there, a lot of times when you're out on the mound, the pitching coach will say, if he's going to beat you, it's going to be something off the plate.
Trout 2 for 6 in his career with a double. Couple of strikeouts against Dyson. Mike representing the tying run. Escobar is at second base. Here's the first one. And he will take a strike.
That was a mistake. That ran on the inner half of the plate. That was meant to be away. See with this pitch, location, Lucroy wanted that. Look how it runs middle of the plate. Even though it's 96, that is an extremely hittable pitch for Trout.
0-1. Trout fouls it off to the right. No balls and 2 strikes.
Back-to-back 96-mile-an-hour fastballs, but mislocation once again. One thing to keep in mind, Dyson has a good changeup, but Trout is so good as far as hitting a changeup, even if it's low, hard somewhere.
Lucroy sets up outside. 0-2 from Dyson. That's just off the plate. Tried to bring that one back. And it's 1-2.
Very close. Another 96-mile-an-hour fastball. That's what I think they were trying to do the first 2 pitches. No doubles defense in the outfield for the Rangers. And with 2 strikes, Trout is more than likely just trying to put the ball in play. A lot of room out there to get a base hit. And let Albert come to the plate.
Here comes the 1-2. Just off the plate. Lucroy thought he had it. Here, GC, I should say. Scott Berry looking to his right, so someone must have said something from the Rangers.
Look at the Fox tracking the tracer. It is off the outside part of the plate.
Man.
Tried to bring that 2-seamer back, but missed. Barely. Back-to-back pitches, barely missed.
2-2 count with 2 outs. Going back outside. The pitch. That is lined out to right field. That's going to get down. Trout on his way to second. Mazzara up with it. Trout stops at second, and the Angels are down 1. It's 5-4 Rangers, and here comes Albert.
This is truly amazing. The ability for Trout with 2 strikes is to shorten up his approach and lines this ball to right field for a double. Look at a pitch by pitch in this sequence. The fastball runs in at 96 for a strike. Another fastball, middle part of the plate, fouled it back. Then back-to-back 96-mile-an-hour fastball, just a little bit off the outside corner, just off the strike zone. And then 96 again, same plane, and he lines it to right field for an RBI double.
Albert 0 for 2 with 2 walks. Fastball in for a strike.
Very similar to the fastball he threw first pitch to Trout. Drifted over the plate.
Albert 2 for 9 in his career against Dyson. And dare I say, Mazzara and Gomez a little deeper than normal with the tying run standing at second base, and Trout. Albert asking for time, backs out.
And Albert, we saw the home run on Sunday, but also the base hit in the right field on a pretty good pitch, a firm pitch.
You see where Napoli's positioned way off the line, kind of like Valencia was on Sunday afternoon. Odor shading Albert toward the middle, Gallo toward the line at third. Dyson's thrown 21 pitches so far. He's allowed 3 hits and 2 runs. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Albert lines with a left field. There's a base hit. Here comes Trout. Lewis throw is not in time, and we are tied at 5.
This place is simply amazing what this team has done in the 9th inning again against another dominant closer. And Mike Trout scores the tying run. Albert Pujols got a fastball again and drifted back over the middle of the plate. You have a struggling closer to start the season, and Albert Pujols once again, clutch, drives in the tying run. Call him Mr. 9th inning the last couple of games for Albert Pujols.
Here's Andrelton Simmons, who's 0 for 3. 5-5 game here in the 9th. Breaking ball is up and in. Dyson's struggles in the early part of the season continue. No decision for Cole Hamels. No decision for Tyler Skaggs. There's the 1-0. Just underneath it out to right center field. Gomez coming on. He's underneath it. We've got some free baseball here at the Big A, folks. 3 runs here in the bottom of the 9th. A home run, 2 doubles, and a single as we head to the 10th. Brand new game. We're tied at 5.
Unbelievable swing for Danny Espinosa, but what an at-bat once again for Troutman. Albert Pujols, back-to-back games, 9th inning magic. Tie the game up as Trout slides across. All started with that great swing going the other way for Danny Espinosa against Dyson, who doesn't generally give up a lot of home runs. That's a rocket out the left center field.
7 men coming to the plate in the bottom of the 9th to tie things up here in the 10th. It's Cam Bedrosian on in relief of Yusmeiro Petit, who worked 1 scoreless inning. Bedrosian last pitched on Saturday, went an inning and 2/3, 1 hit, 4 strikeouts through 31 pitches. He's going to get Napoli, Odor, and Lucroy in the Rangers' half of the 10th. Napoli tonight 2 for 4 with 2 singles and an RBI.
Napoli, you're trash.
Breaking ball, first pitch misses, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Two balls and no strikes now. Napoli's still a very dangerous hitter,
especially in these counts right now.
Nobody likes your New Balances.
So Dyson looking on, and there's a fastball right down the pipe. 2-1. Lifted foul.
Great late life on that one too. On a fastball count, hitters count. Now played late on it.
Two and 2. Roquel and Dyson talking things over. Napoli just gets a piece of it, keeps his at-bat alive. Jeff Bannister, after Dice's last inning, was asked about whether or not he'd keep Sam in that closer role. He said for now that he would, trusted him based on the work that he did last year. It's been a tough start to the season through 4 games now for the right-hander.
Yeah, generally you're going to have trust in a guy who had so much success for you in the past.
2-2. The dirt. Full count. Gugnet Odor on deck. Carlos Perez, by the way, taking over behind the plate. Martín Maldonado, who was pinch hit for in the 9th. Cam's ready to go. There's 3-2. Fastball lifted out towards center field. Towering shot, taking Trout back. He's at the wall. He'll leap off. Did he get it? He got it!
Why wouldn't he?
Timed it perfectly. 1 down.
He amazes you every single night. Leaps up, brings it back, timed the leap perfectly for Trout. Does it all. The timing, the leap, the hand on the wall to brace himself, brings back that shot from Napoli. And Cam loving that play by Trout. Napoli, not so much.
Here's Odor. Rips this one right to Marte. Looky what I got here. That ball caught Jeffrey Marte, folks, not the other way around. 2 down.
That was a rocket. That's where you just get that prep step, and before you have a chance to breathe, it's right on top of you. You can breathe now,
yeah.
Jeffrey. Yeah, I got it all the way. No
hey,
problem.
Bobby. 2 down. Man, that was rocketed. There's Lucroy. 2 for 4 game with a single and a 3-run home run. That was back in the 3rd. Downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Looking ahead to the Angels, bottom of the 10th. Maben, Marte, and Espinosa. 6, 7, and 8. Texas with action in their pen. Looks like right-hander Jeremy Jeffress is getting ready. Two fouled off. A 3-run bottom of the 9th inning for the Angels to tie this one at 5. We're in the 10th. Breaking ball.
That's a pretty good pitch.
Just missed low according to box tracks.
Yeah, good take though from Lucroy. That was a nasty slider. Look at the tracers on this pitch, just a little bit below the strike zone.
Lifted foul called. We'll watch it land in the seats.
He's playing in the stands also. The defense throughout this inning.
Great 2 pitch. Back up the middle, and that's going to sneak through for a base hit. That's a pretty good piece of hitting right there on a fastball in. So Lucroy's on board with 2 outs.
Yeah, you got to be pretty strong to be able to get that through the infield when the fastball's running in on you like that. See that fastball, get on top of the fastball, runs it in. Right on the inside part of the plate, Lucroy right back up the middle. Not easy to do. When you get jammed like that, generally that baseball will stay one, especially with the range of the infield between Simmons and Espinosa.
2-out pinch runner at first, Delano DeShields.
Very good speed. Probably see a step off, a throw over. Big lead. Last year, Carlos Perez threw out 38% of would-be base loaders. He's going to be challenged here. And likely going first or second pitch. At some point you might see a pitch out also.
Off the plate. Just 8 stolen bases in 74 games with Texas last year for DeShields, but he had 25 bags 2 seasons ago.
Simmons will be covering the base if he goes.
Shin-Soo Choo, the DH, a walk, a ground out, a single, and a fly ball to center. So he's 1 for 3.
Tell you what, Cam threw that ball about 95 miles an hour over there. First base might have been a situation where Marte says, I got to go over and take a break. I think my hand is a little sore after that throw.
Coupled with the liner that he caught. Espinosa out at shallow right with the shift. Choo skies it foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
So far, Cam's done a nice job of varying his times to the plate and throws over the first. Shields not getting a good read against him.
DeShields on the move. The pitch is a strike to throw down. Sails and the quick tag by Simmons got him. Simba does it again.
Tell you what, no one does that better. How quick he catches and tags the runner. Jeff Bannister's going to take a look at this to see if indeed Shields got his hand in there. But what a play to slide. And the tag, he's got him. Unbelievable play by Simba. Simba is everywhere.
Got him and got him easily, Gooby.
Unbelievable how quick those hands are. Unreal.
We head to the bottom of the 10th inning. The Angels have 6, 7, and 8 coming up. See if they get inspired by Simba's play to get them back in the dugout.
Earlier in the game, high fastball against Cole Hamels. In the Angels on the board. And then Danny Espinosa with an amazing swing against Sam Dyson with the family in attendance. Lines that one over the wall in left center field. We are tied here at 5, bottom of the 10th.
New pitcher on for the Texas Rangers. Fireballing right-hander Jeremy Jeffers takes over on the mound. This will be his 5th game. No record is 7.71 ERA. 2 1/3 innings. 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 strikeout, no walks.
Yeah, fastball's 94 to 99. Curveball, changeup.
Robinson Chirinos takes over behind the plate with Jonathan Lucroy. Jeffers came over with Lucroy last year from Milwaukee. Got into 12 American League games with the Rangers. Cameron Maybin lead things off. Maybin fouls it off. Maybin 1 for 4. He had an RBI double in the 8th. Gallo in over at third. Way outside, overthrown fastball. Evens the count at 1-1. Texas with 5 runs on 10 hits. They've committed 2 errors. They've stranded 7. They scored a run in the first, 4 in the third. The Angels with 5 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. They've stranded 9. The Angels got their runs in the back end of the game. Solo runs in the 7th and 8th innings before dropping a 3 spot in the bottom of the 9th and tied at 5. Here's the 1-1. Maybin could not hold up. And it's 1-2. Talk about some sink on that 92-mile-per-hour fastball.
And he has that ability to throw that 2-seamer and 4-seam fastball. As you're trying to gear up to that firm fastball away, he runs that one down and in.
Downstairs, trying it again. Evens a count up. Two now. Slide of the dirt.
And you know he's got to throw a fastball right now, so if you're Maybin to center in a fastball, Memphis doesn't want to try to throw something out of his zone to get him to fish for it. If he doesn't, he's got a lot of speed at first base. So if he Marte on deck, he's already homered in the game.
Here now the 3-2. Maybin pulls it foul. You got to protect. You sit at home and say, oh, that pitch is off the plate, but that's a running pitch in on the hands. It starts off as a strike.
Yeah, it looks like a strike. Yeah, you're trying to make contact and force them to make a play against you with that speed. It's never an easy play for an infielder. You can see you trying to choke up on the bat. Just trying to make contact, utilize the speed. Quick hands for Cameron Maybin.
Marte on deck, Espinosa to follow. Going back inside. Another 3-2. Maybin takes ball 4. The winning run is on board.
Excellent at bat for Cameron Maybin. Great speed, too. Or does Mike Scioscia ask Marte to bunt? Or does he put a hit and run on? Not easy to bunt somebody throwing 94 to 99, especially if he runs that fastball upstairs.
You don't lose a lot defensively either with Robinson Chirinos behind the plate.
No, he's got a strong throwing arm. Very good as far as a back pick also at first.
David, very good lead. Marte takes a strike, bottom part of the zone.
Well, we've seen quite a few pitches in the lower part of the strike zone for Jefferson, so that's the perfect guy if you're going to put a hit and run on.
Jeffrey 1 for 4. He homered in the 7th. First home run of the season, his 3rd RBI. That was the Angels' first run. Gallo guarding the line and in on the grass at third base. All 3 outfielders normal depth, maybe Rule a little bit deeper and left. Throw to first.
Yeah, Rule has been playing a pretty shallow left field throughout the game, but very deep right now.
Leadoff walk to Cameron Maybin. He stands at first. 5-5 in the 10th. Downstairs. What a walk.
You have a pitcher knowing the speed of Cameron Maybin at first base, trying to be quicker. So when you do that slide step to be quick, that's when you make a mistake. And you got to be sitting on that right now if you're Marte. Still believe a hit and run is a possibility here.
Marte is swinging a miss, 1-2. Very similar to that pitch that Maybin fouled off on the third base side, down and in.
All 3 pitches, almost exact same part of the plate or just a little bit below it. So he's staying in and using that 2-seamer going down and in, trying to get a ground ball.
One, two. Tight. 2 balls, 2 strikes. They wanted an appeal. It did not go. Maybin had 15 stolen bases last year for the Tigers, 23 the season before. Jeff is really slowing things down here in the 10th. Throw to first. Cameron gets back in there.
Discount right now at 2-2. May not be going, especially with Espinosa coming up. You'll have Napoli holding him on, so that hole between first and second big enough where Espinosa get that through that hole. Early in the count, thought he might be going. Jeffers done a nice job as far as holding the baseball.
2-2 pitch downstairs. What a dig by Chirinos. Full count.
Gotta be thinking that Maybin's going now on a 3-2 count.
Quick conversation with Chirinos. Full count with nobody out. Maben working the walk. 7 balls, 5 strikes so far thrown by Jeremy Jeffress. Maben on the move. The 3-2 is foul at the plate.
It's a pretty good pitch to drive too. He had finally in a pitch.
Wait a second, no, swing and a miss. And they're saying that Marte came across and interfered with Chirinos, so they're sending Maben back to first. So it must have been the follow through that knocked the ball out, perhaps. It's tough to tell when you're standing behind the plate here.
And a pitch right down the heart of the plate. Oh, and the follow through the bat.
Yeah, that is a tough call since he didn't catch the ball.
That ball's in the ground and
exactly.
He's going.
Now I can understand it if the bat, the swing, hits him and knocks the ball out of the glove. And as it is, the first out, Maben at first base. Here's Espinosa, 2 for 4, a bunt single and a home run. That is ripped to right field, a base hit. Maben's going to turn and head to third. Espinosa with a 3-hit game, and the winning run 90 feet away with Carlos Perez coming to the plate.
So he's thinking of staying back on a low pitch, playing right into that swing path for Danny Espinosa, who had an amazing bat back in the 9th inning. Hit a home run to left center field. This time gets a fastball down and lines it in the right field. They wanted that fastball away at 94. It's middle down, line drive in the right field. First to third goes Maben. Great swing, great game here for Danny Espinosa. This conversation is what they're going to do as far as if they see Carlos Perez square around the bunt, whether it's a safety squeeze or a straight suicide squeeze.
It'll be Carlos's first plate appearance. He took over defensively in the top of the inning. Maldonado was pinch hit for in the 9th.
And they work a suicide squeeze to perfection, and 2 things got to come into play. The runner at third has got to wait till the throw is being delivered by the pitcher, and then as a hitter, no matter where that baseball's thrown, you got to try to put that ball on the ground.
Which is no easy task considering the movement and the sink that Jeffress has shown.
But what we've seen though,
90s.
a lot of these pitches have been at least lower part of the strike zone, much easier ball to bunt. Might have a pitch out right away too.
0 for 5 to start the season for Perez. Maben representing the winning runs at third. Espinosa at first. Infield in. Outfield in as well. Shows bunt, drops it down the first base line. Napoli will let it go. Drive home safely. Halos pick up the victory 6-5.
Well, we know this field all too well. Any bunt down the line is going to stay true, going to stay fair, and we got the powder shower again. The Angels have never won back-to-back games after trailing by 5 or more runs in both games. They've won them both. This is amazing what this team has done. Great job on the safety squeeze by Carlos Perez to win this game, and another tremendous comeback for the Halos against another rival in their division.
Just when you think you've seen it all, especially with that 9th inning comeback, and you're thinking, all right, then maybe it happens again at some point this year, maybe not. They get the 3 runs in the 9th to tie to Perez with a perfect bunt. And really, Mike Napoli knows how this field plays, and he was just hoping that that ball would kick foul somehow. But it was Carlos Perez dropping down the bunt on the very first pitch, getting that winning run home. He's down in the field with Alex Curry.
Squeeze to win this game. You're coming in for your first at-bat. Was that the plan coming in? Take us through that moment.
Yeah, I just trying to be like not perfect, but I just trying to put a ball in play, and that was.
That's starting to become a fun tradition here at the Big A with 4 straight wins.
Excited, you know, all my teammates, all the credit of my teammate, he never give up, and I'm excited for this win.
Now, what makes this team so resilient? This is back-to-back games. You guys have come through in the 9th inning with an incredible comeback.
We play together. Everybody puts something in the game, and never, like I say, never give up, and always trying to put a score in the game.
Well, congratulations on a big win, and an exciting one here at the Big A.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. The Angels come back once again with a late game victory, undefeated here at home. But stick around because we've got Angels Live with Patrick O'Neill and Jose Mota coming up next.